start the podcast because, dude, I am so excited to talk to you, man. I think you already know that I'm a big fan of your music. I've been doing reaction videos since 2020, I'm pretty sure, since I discovered Abandon. And, dude, I fell in love with that song, and you guys were just like, progressive metal and genty. And I'm not doing a good introduction for people that are just joining the podcast right now. This is Manuel Gardner-Fernandes, lead singer and guitarist, songwriter to the band Unprocessed. But yeah, dude, I just want to do like a little introduction on how I'm familiar with your music. But with the next record afterwards, Gold, you guys went into a different style, and I'm still really enjoying the music. But you actually hit me up for your newest album, which is And Everything in Between. And I can kind of see why you did with the song Thrash. There's something about it that could be a little viral. Was there an intent to get some traction for that song?
Actually, not really. Actually, my bandmates hit me up like after I recorded and like wrote the single. They were like, "Yo, that could be like a viral moment." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know, maybe," because I was like not thinking about it in that way. I just had like the idea of being like super slayery but like clean guitar. That was just like, I don't know.
That's why the song's called Thrash. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah, we add the title like afterwards because we wrote the lyrics and then we were like, maybe we should just call it Thrash just for the sake of it.
I love it because like when I first checked it out, that part really threw me off. You told me that there was like, the bridge section was like one of the craziest sections they ever written. I'm like, okay, but I wasn't expecting anything like that. And when I made the video and then I made a short form content for TikTok, I'm like, this has potential to pick up. I can just tell. And it did pretty well for views for me too as well. Like it's just something so unusual. It's like almost faster than tremolo picking on a muted riff. And I don't know. I think it's so cool and unique. I've seen people say or like comments that it's a little bit polarizing. Some people seem to be like not really feeling it. Have you noticed that too?
Yeah, a little bit. Like sometimes I scroll through like the comments and actually like watched a couple of reaction videos, but to be honest, like your reaction video was like the one that I really watched like throughout the whole thing. But no, I mean I can guess why, because the tone is like super different and the approach of like that breakdown, which is not really a breakdown. Like I never called it breakdown. It's just like a bridge, but it has like. At first we got like this metal drumming and stuff like that with like the metal mix, and then in the bridge we got this like trappy sounding almost hip-hop sounding drums with like this cleanish, a little bit disgusting guitar tone. So I mean it's not common, but I just thought it was fun.
Well, the reason why I saw it kind of like being polarizing too was because the tone. It's different than what metalheads are listening to. And it's almost like what I respect about it too is that it's trying to almost subvert the listener's expectations, because we're all so used to heavy, low tuned guitars for something like that. But you kind of flipped its head on its script. And I thought that was really cool. I think things that are a little bit polarizing stand out a lot longer than something that's just going to sound like everything else. So to me, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I think so too. Like, I really like it, and like especially like in the whole modern like metal worlds, everything. I don't want to be the guy that says like everything sounds the same. It doesn't. Like nothing sounds the same, almost.
I'll be that guy. A lot of things sound the same.
But like I was not going for like this heaviest, gainiest guitar tone or like the most deep growling or whatever, like the heaviest breakdown. I just wanted to write something that felt like natural to me, and I was like just having fun writing that. Because we did that with Gold, actually, like the previous record, like I forced myself to try something that was never done before, and I kind of failed at it because I was just like pressuring myself to do so.
You failed at it?
I mean, not failed, but I was like, I was getting in a mindset where I was like not comfortable with, because I was like always with like every song I was like, yo, I have to write something that is just like, you know, something really special and like something that was not done before and stuff like that. And if you write with that thing in mind, it's just like, it's not good. And this is why I said like I was failing at it, because it was like the mindset that was just like completely off for me.
Okay, yeah. Like I know the last album, Gold, was supposed like a big departure from your sound too. Obviously with the tone being big, like departure. Well, not like a massive departure, but obviously tonality wise was different. What was like the main intent with Gold? Because obviously you're talking about failing with his mindset, but like, what was the intent to with Gold's music? Like, it was different, right?
Yeah, it was different, and the intent was we started writing, or like I started writing Gold in 2019 or 2020, like right after Artificial Void. And it was also that time where my Instagram videos popped off, and I was like gaining traction a little bit, like as a guitarist, and people like really enjoyed this Instagram 30 seconds music stuff. And we tried to find a way to combine that, like the band thing and the guitarist like
Oh,
Instagram.
okay.
We just combined that because we thought that's the way to go. Um, and I would probably talk about it a little bit more positive if that time frame of Gold, like the songwriting process, wasn't 3 years, because it came out last year, but it started like 2020 because we had so many fuck ups with the label, and like team wise, and everything was like during COVID, everything was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and we had way too many songs that made it on the record. It was, how many songs on the record? 16. And they all sound like completely different.
Yeah.
Even like mixing and mastering wise. And this is, I don't know, this is why it's just like, I don't know, it's weird to me. Like that record is weird to me. I'm not going back and listening to that record because it reminds me of like a time where everything was like super difficult.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I had no idea you would have that kind of reception to your latest, well, not latest record, but I mean the record prior, right? It still seems still kind of
I
new.
think I never talked about it. This is probably the first time that I like say something like that about the record, but it's the truth, you know, like there's no point in hiding it. It was shit. Not the record is shit, but like all the process and like the circumstances we've been through during that time was, you know, was a little bit difficult.
Yeah, no, I get that, but also you were talking about label issues. Can you disclose like problems that you had with the label?
Not really. Like I don't want to get to like too detailed into the topic because I don't want to shit on the label. But it was just we had different approaches.
Okay.
Let's say it like that. We had different approaches when it came to the songs, and we had different approaches when it comes to when it comes to like organizing ourselves and promoting ourselves.
Oh, so a lot of the marketing aspect.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, what are you doing? Are you like independent now with the new record?
Completely, yeah.
Okay, so what's like the marketing that you're trying to do with the new record then?
Oh, go with the flow.
Yeah.
We have the management team, and we're working with our management like really, really, really close, and that's it basically. When it comes to that record, and it's so good. Like the moment that we put out Thrash was not, oh my God. It was more like, yo, I'm like really excited about that now. Like I'm really excited about that. That was I started writing the record as soon as we came from like the first US tour and the tour that we did with Pliny last year. And it was October, and I started writing immediately after we came from home from tour.
Yeah.
So
Why did you have like a lot of like creative ideas flowing since the tour?
oh yeah, yeah. The first thing that came in my mind was like I want to be heavy again, like really heavy. I want to do something like really evil and dark, and yeah, that was it. And then I started writing it in October last year, and we had the songs done probably like I don't know a few months after because we were like so hyped.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped for you guys too because with the new record, it's obviously bringing back the heaviness too, and you know, heavy music it doesn't necessarily make it better when it's heavier, but you know, hearing your style of I don't even know what to describe your music. It's like progressive math rock, you know, very guitar driven. And you know, there's already bands like Pliny that you mentioned, Polyphia, that have these certain like jazzy, mathy styles to their music, but you bring the heaviness. And so a lot of metalheads like myself are just like I'm absolutely eating up all the new singles. I'm loving what you guys are doing. And yeah, like I said, I'm really hyped for the new album. Is there like a specific song that you haven't released yet that you're waiting for people's feedback on?
Oh, absolutely. All the songs that are not singles, because in my opinion, the singles are still. We picked the singles for a reason because it kind of, and we didn't do that with Gold, but we do it now, so that it's like kind of the bridge between like Gold and what we did with Artificial Void and like even the first record with the modern sound. And there are songs on the record that are like really, really, really heavy, like no clean singing heavy.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Um, so I'm stoked about like that song and these songs, and then like even songs where it has nothing to do with like playing fast on the guitar or like doing like super intricate or like technical shit. It's just like pure but like emotions. So I'm like really, really stoked about that because I want to see the people's faces and people's opinions about that song because this is a side that we never showed actually. So
And
yeah.
this is like you were talking like more like emotional ballad, like that song was more clean sane.
Uh, no, actually, like the songs that are like just about emotions, even if it's just like heavy emotions or like super angry or like that these emotions.
Okay, aggressive emotions, all okay.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
Artificial Void still had a lot of that. It had a lot of experimentation too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely like that was a progressive metal record, 100%.
What do you hope to like achieve with unprocessed music? Like obviously you just kind of want to write whatever you're feeling, but is there like a bigger picture to maybe be like, you know, maybe a prog metal band that I don't know incorporates technical playing, or is there something that you see bigger with the band Unprocessed?
Yeah. Pretty much like for me, it was like always about uh, bringing like it is for me. It is like always about like a you can see it as a movie. Like all songs have something cinematic to it, and I was like always the biggest fan of like movie soundtracks and stuff like that. And I always picture our songs as like in movies. And this is actually what I wanted to do, and this is why I actually founded Unprocessed way back because I just wanted to write like heavy soundtracks. And the first songs I did 10 years ago or something. Um, with that band, they had nothing to do with like a technical approach, actually.
Really?
Yeah, they were just like they were like pretty simple in a way, but with like electronics, dark ambience and stuff like that. It was just like more about a movie soundtrack than like being super technical with guitars.
Well, like I feel like even your song, it's not as old, but like Dead Rose, I feel is like extremely cinematic.
Yeah.
Like it's got like a big bass drop and everything. Okay, so like you're hoping to it maybe even possibly write cinematic progressive metal music.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe that. Like it was just always about like uh yeah, cinematic stuff and like emotions and stuff like that. But the technical aspects they came like with like the really technical aspects they came with Artificial Void in 2019.
Yeah. I love that record. Is there like a certain composers that you're heavily inspired by?
Like movie wise?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, everyone is saying that, but the big boss Hans Zimmer for sure.
Which one, sorry?
Hans Zimmer.
Oh, Hans Zimmer, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a German guy. He writes all the stuff for like he wrote Pirates of the Caribbean. He wrote like the Inception and Interstellar
Yeah,
movies. John, oh my God, wait a second. No, he's not.
Williams.
He's not called John. John Williams or Howard, the guy that wrote Sixth Sense.
Oh, is it? John Williams is Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah. Wait a second. What is it?
James Newton Howard.
Yeah, James Newton Howard, not John. Yeah, James Newton Howard. He's super sick, and yeah, I'm so bad with names. I only like I just know the movies, but yeah, movie are like my inspiration source number one for sure.
Interesting. Yeah, and I totally forgot. It's Germany for you too. Like you're from Germany. Like what time is it right now for you?
We got 8:30.
Oh man. Okay, I'll try.
PM.
Oh, 8 p.m.
PM. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll try not to keep you up too late, man. But
dude, no, actually, like I'm energetic. Like,
yeah, you're good to go. I love the sweater. I forgot to comment on the sweater, the review sweater. I feel like I should have a sweater that says reaction, but
dude, that would be sick.
yeah, I should monetize that. Yeah.
Do you have like merch?
No, I don't. I actually had a METALBIRB merch, and my old slogan was "Let's fucking do it." Right, that was my old slogan back in the day, and I remember having these like yoga pants for like girls, like for activewear, right? And it said let's fucking do it on the waistband right above the ass. And then I realized, oh wait, that's maybe not a not a good thing to sell. The placement of that, yeah. So yeah, merch is not right now, man. Maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, beside like the whole Unprocessed merch, like I was having my own merch, and that merch looks like whatever. So it's better to have like no merch than like shit merch, right?
Yeah, and well, actually, speaking of merch, you actually did something really clever. Was found a way to monetize the like controversial Jared Dines incident, right?
Oh
that was smart. I thought that was really clever for you to do that.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically like, what is it? What was it like? Hands don't glitch like that. Yeah, we just pressed that on the shirt, and we were like, people probably want to buy that shirt, so we were like, okay. But I asked him before that. Like, I was like, I didn't want to be an asshole about it. I asked him about like, yo, what do you think? Is it cool? Because it's just like, it is built on something that is like kind of,
Yeah.
So I asked him, he was like cool about it, so we did that.
Yeah, I figured like you guys would be cool too. I feel like the internet tends to blow things out of proportion sometimes too, right?
I mean, it was a tough time. Like, I remember like I was on tour, like at the first UK tour with a band called. We were touring with Heart of a Coward. You know them?
Yep. Yeah.
And it was our first, not our first time, but like the first time we've been touring the UK. And yeah, then all these videos popped up, and I just remember that David, our bass player, he was like watching a video, and I was like, "Yo, what is that?" And he was like, "Yo, there are like a lot of people and a lot of like famous YouTubers talking shit about you right now." And I was like, "Shit, okay." Then I talked, like I didn't talk at all for like 3 days because I was just so in shock. I just had like the Ibanez signing, and like all the companies that were like working with me and were like willing to do like cool shit with me. And because I was like so new in the whole industry, I thought like that's it.
Yeah.
Like I'm done.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what happened at the end of that. Did you make like a video kind of? I think I saw something.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, I did. What did I do? I think I did these tracks or like these clips that they accused me of faking it. I just played them live, but like 30% faster. I mean, I tried. Probably sounded like shit, but no. I don't know. Like I did a statement video. Like I posted like a video and wrote something in the caption like, "Yo, guys, that is not what I did. Like I did pre-record for sure, but I didn't sped anything up."
Yeah. Well, any publicity is like kind of good publicity at the end of the day. Were you able to get some traction out of that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean that sentence right there, like even like my bandmates said that to me, like there's no bad publicity, but when there's like something going on like that, you don't believe it in the first minute.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you're just kind of scared, and I was like super scared.
Yeah, especially if you're getting new endorsement deals from Ibanez and things like that too. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do you have a signature Ibanez?
A signature? No.
It's just the custom one, the pink one, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's just, I got like a couple of like, yeah, the pink, the golden pink colors are like kind of my colors, but yeah, we will see what happens in the future, right?
Well, I've noticed even your guitar playing, you're incorporating like a lot more thumping and I'm trying hybrid picking, right? And is there, I feel like the guitar world is constantly evolving more and more. And have you ever experienced, like, I'm sure you have, but do you ever experience plateau as a guitar player where you just feel like you're not really learning anything new?
Yeah, pretty much.
How do you like overcome that?
I don't overcome it. I let it in, actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, because it's a good thing. It's just like it is like I always say like it's like a burnout. Like if you feel forced to do something, or if there's just like something that where you're stuck in a way, just give you the rest that you deserve and try to like, I don't know. I think there's a reason why you're like stuck with something, even if it's just like only guitar techniques, and then just play with those or like compose something else, and then it will naturally evolve at some point that you will do something new.
That's true. It does naturally evolve too, but is there ever like certain styles that you want to maybe incorporate and you haven't had the time to do it yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a ton. And like even in other like genres, because there are like so many new techniques and like genres I didn't even touch on because I'm like so afraid to do it.
Like what exactly?
Like high speed shredding. That stuff is like that stuff is so weird to me.
High speed shredding? You mean just like John Petrucci kind of like?
Yeah. Well,
I feel like one of your newest songs, I'm Backbone, right?
Blackbone, yeah.
Black Bone. I feel like it is like
Yeah.
you're pretty much on the verge of that to me. The average listener seems like it's speed picking, like extremely fast shredding.
I mean, you get passages, but like there's like speed picking on all 6, 7, 8, whatever strings, like Jason Richardson or something.
Oh yeah.
That shit is weird to me. Like I would never play Jason Richardson solo.
You're what's interesting about your guitar playing too is that you're so like you're obviously extremely fast with both hands, but for me, like I always feel like I notice how fast your right hand is, which a lot of like, casual guitar or casual people might not pick up on. And I think thrash was such a good example of how fast you are with your right hand.
Yeah, that came from metal. Like I'm not going to lie about that. James Hetfield was my hero.
Oh yeah?
He always like had a really strong right hand, like the precision and stuff. Like back in the 80s, damn dude, he was like my big inspiration. Number one, as I was like a kid, grew up with Metallica. Like I tried to play all the songs except the solos. I never played any solos. So yeah.
And now you can rip the solos.
I mean, I'll try.
Yeah, you'll try. Is there like certain genres that you like? Obviously, with the last album, Gold, and even with the new album, like you're hearing a lot of pop. But is there like certain genres that you want to add into unprocessed music, and maybe you're kind of worried to do it because it might be a little bit too far left field?
I mean, we tried like loads of stuff in Gold. So I'm actually good for now with like other genres. I actually wanted to head more into the metal world with like newer stuff. Because yeah, like even we tried adding like reggaeton and Latin stuff into like some demos, and there was like a certain point where it was like, oh, I don't know, like that shit is.
I think that would be cool. Some reggaeton with some metal.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's ballsy. But like even like bands like Sleep Token are really blowing up, and they're putting other genres of music into like their form of like metal, right? And I think it's just it's cool, and I really like what you guys are doing too, because it's not typical metal, right?
Yeah.
Your newest single that just dropped sounds like more, again, math rock. I don't even know what to call it, right? Until we get a breakdown, then it becomes like, oh, here's a metal section, right? And I think it's just really cool because maybe you can like pull in some more non-metal people and actually introduce them to metal music, and almost like a gateway band, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Like there were like a lot of people that were like with thrash and Blackbone and No Glass are like, yo, this is a bit too heavy for me.
Yeah, see? I think that's cool. You're challenging listeners too, though, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
Well, like, I've been talking about your guitar playing, and just like obviously you're an amazing guitar player, but the fact that you can actually sing and scream too is such an insane skill set that you have. So when it comes to the new album,
thank you.
You're welcome. But when it comes to the new album, like, have you tried new vocal techniques to incorporate to the new record?
Oh yes. Like listen to all the choruses. I never did that before, and I was so afraid. Like thrash, the chorus to thrash, like this almost Chester Bennington like yell in the beginning. That was hard, but I had to do it. And so I sang all the Linkin Park choruses. I tried to cover them. So I was like getting this technique. But I never did that in the past. So that was challenging. Like vocal wise, that record was like the most challenging for me.
Really?
Till date. Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
What about when it comes to the harsh vocals?
That is like a little bit more easy because I can try things out, like even like on tour. Touring is for me trying new things with my guttural screams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can sound like super fucking funny. When I do fuck ups, like I always look to David because he's also like doing screams and stuff like that. And even in the new record, he has some passages where he's doing screaming stuff.
Okay.
And we are always looking at each other when we do like the scream passages where we know we can improvise a little bit with the techniques. And sometimes I just, oh my god, I laugh so hard because it can sound really really fucking funny if you mess it up.
True. Yeah. Well, I can't scream, so it always sounds stupid from my end. But I forgot to ask this question actually about going back to guitar playing. But like, I've always, I have this conversation with like, my dad or other people who are more, they enjoyed like the classics like Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton and things like and guitarists like that. And I feel like my own opinion is that guitar players are better than ever right now, and because with the use of technology and how we are so much faster at learning. Do you kind of understand where I'm coming from, or how do you feel about guitar players today?
100%, 100%, 100%. I think that's exactly the reason why we have so many good guitarists nowadays. And I think it's a good thing. And people should try to understand that, like imagine the 80s, like the shred age. And as that came up for the first time, my dad told me like everyone was like, "This sounds like shit. It doesn't have any soul. It's not music." Listen to that from like my age was like in the 50s or 40s, whatever, and it will be like that always. Every time something new comes up, there will be people like, "Yo, this is like soulless," or that's not as good as like in the 80s or 90s, whatever. Um, long story short, I think guitarists nowadays are better than ever.
Yeah, so we got to tell these boomers like my dad who's wrong here, but yeah. No, but seriously, no, it's just because you're like with you can watch other YouTubers and you can watch what other people are incorporating to their guitars playing and then like add it to your own, and then you just constantly add more to it. And I feel like even more like a more of a hot topic lately is like the use of AI. AI is another thing that's like being incorporated into music and even pushing creators and musicians harder. How do you feel about AI being incorporated into music? Because people are like coding gent bands. Like there's literally 20 hours of gent music that you can find on YouTube because it's all coded. Does that worry you? Yeah, does that worry you at all, or you just like?
No, I think I mean, I believe that because gens, I mean, it is, you can kind of calculate that a little bit because it's just like it has something to do with like a lot of math and stuff like that. And even the production sounds kind of digital. So I think, yeah, it makes sense.
Because like obviously there's like get good drums, right? You can program the drums, and then basically a coder will just take all these samples and throw it into this algorithm, and it'll just spit out music. And it's just
Yeah.
a weird thing to have. Like some artists can use it if they're having like, I've heard discussions around like writer's block, right? If someone's having issues, they can use AI to help them figure out writer's block, especially when it comes to lyrics with Chat GPT, right?
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely. Lyrics, hilarious. That is really a game changer.
so have you used Chat GPT?
No, we haven't. We haven't used ChatGPT,
There we
but
go.
because no, David would never. Like
Yeah.
he's the main lyric writer, and he would never. He's really picky about the lyrics, which is a good thing. But in my opinion, people should just like do whatever. Like I don't care if there's like the next Grammy nominated AI artist, or if people use like AI images for the album cover, or like even the lyrics. Like I don't care. Um, And in my opinion, if people like wanna work with that and it turns out super sick, why not? I'm not sure if it would be something for me though, because I really like the process of getting into it.
Yeah,
But
and it'll always miss like lack the human touch, right? Because actually, this is a good segue into Rain because I watched the behind the scenes of Rain, and it was like one of the most emotional songs you've ever written, and
yeah,
I was just kind of curious because I didn't feel like I got it like completely through that video, but like, what made that song so emotional?
well, it's just like the story itself. It's just like a very heartbreaking song. Um, um, because it has like the most vulnerable theme and emotion of all time, which is love, if you could say so. Um, so yeah, and it's like a real story. Like it was a real story for me, so that made it like more emotional. Yeah.
And I didn't see the comments. I only saw like one person say that there was like some backlash online for the music video. Was
Oh,
there?
dude, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Mm, I think it was not on YouTube. YouTube was like fine, but it was like my Instagram, which was wow. That shit was stupid. I think I lost like 13,000 followers.
13,000?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
crazy, right?
That
Yeah. It's crazy because like there was we didn't understand the point because like we were like, oh, whatever, we just made the video and it was like it wasn't even sure if I was like in a video or if we would have like casted a girl even like, but then we were like, okay, we made, because it was like a real story and that love story during that time was with a boy, so I was like, okay, let's just like try to recreate it. But and people were like thinking it was like more of a coming out thing, which completely was not. It was not a coming out video. It was just like a music video and a song and I act, and that's it. And people, and even if it was like or even if it was like a coming out video, I didn't get like the backlash. But I think, in my opinion, what I saw, and I didn't want to like shit on like a country or a specific country or whatever. Like, but the most people that unfollowed me or like wrote shit about that had like a Catholic and a very Christian background. Because I have like a lot of people that are following me from like Brazil or Jakarta or like, you know, Mexico. So I kind of get it, but I was like still a little bit in shock because I don't know. It's whatever, you know.
it's super interesting too for because like I feel like metal and specifically even like progressive music is like, it's progressive, right? So I thought that maybe the mindset is changing a little bit and becoming like even more open minded and stuff like that. But when I hear stuff like that, that's like 13,000 or 18, no, 13,000 followers, right?
30,000. Yeah, it was
That's
12
insane.
or 13. Yeah.
That's insane. But at the same time, were you able to get the opposite of people that are like, happy with the video, even though you're saying it's not about coming out, it's more just a love story. But for
Yeah.
people who are just seeing it on first glance, were they able to actually like confide to you and just appreciate what you did too at the same time?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like a lot of people were like messaging me and us, and they were like, "Yo, because of Rain, I finally had like the guts to like come out to my parents and stuff like that," which is a good thing.
That's
That's so
huge.
cool. That's so sick. And yeah, dude. But opposite, people were so intrigued by the fact that I was like having a girlfriend right after that, that they were like, then it happened, the opposite happened, which is, I don't know, it is so weird. People, dude, people, it's incredible.
I,
But yeah, whatever.
I know. I'm on the internet all the time. I have to deal with a lot of people saying things, taking words out of context, and all that stuff. So I understand to an extent. But from my end, I think it's really cool and bold to do something like that in the scene where I feel like I said, I feel like it's getting more open minded. But when you tell me stories like that about how much people you lost, it makes me kind of reflect that, oh, maybe no, it's not as open-minded as I thought, which is weird because I feel like your music, your demographic should be for people who are open-minded, right?
Yeah. I mean, should be, yes.
Well, at the end of the day, you don't want them following you anyway if they're going to be like
Yeah,
that.
I mean, it was just like, it's good that these kind of people not, following me, and it's a good thing, because if people think that way, like, I really don't care about those. So it's a good thing,
Yeah. Well, it's cool that you make, really awesome progressive music, but also have almost, yeah, kind of a bold music video to put out too. I think that,
Yeah.
yeah, a huge amount of respect for doing that, where many other artists will probably be too shy to do something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, for us, it was like just art in a way. I mean, it was personal in a way, but it was also art. And but if people love the song, that's the goal. And even further, if people have the guts to like do something to their life that is really positive, about like coming out to their parents or like coming out to their friends, that's even better.
Yeah.
And if people love that song and go to a show and enjoy the evening, that's the goal. This is why I do that shit. It's sick.
Putting a dent in the universe is an expression I like to hear.
Yeah.
So, I think it's cool. What are your, like, I'm curious to know, on a different topic, is just like, what are your thoughts on, like, the modern music scene today? I guess to give some context, I feel like for me, I think this year is really good for music, and specifically like the metal genre. I think it's becoming more open-minded, and it's getting more dynamic, I guess. And
Yeah.
I'm just curious to know what your thoughts on the metal scene today, or just music in general, and what you've been enjoying and things like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can divide like between metal and music, because but when it comes to like music itself, I think the music now, for like personal taste, we're just talking about personal taste in here for me now. I think the music now that is like on the radio and like the pop side of things are way better than like 10 years ago, or like 15 years ago. Because like 15 years ago or 10 years ago, it was kind of trashy, like this house beats with like Neo and Akon and like Lady Gaga and Katy Perry and stuff like that. I didn't fuck with that, to be honest.
You need a couple
It sounded like
drinks.
it sounded like plastic, but it's still fun. It has the emotional value for sure. But now I have the feeling like that pop music is a little bit more natural again, like the Harry Styles record, or like the Taylor Swift
Oh,
record, or like So that is pretty dope. And when it comes to rap, I don't know. There's like always like there's also like two sides of it. Like I really enjoy some like the really sick sounding like trap beats by like Drake, or like A$AP Rocky and stuff like that. But that there's also like this auto tune, everything sounds the same. I just scream into the mic and let's see what auto tune does to your voice music,
yeah.
which is, I don't know. I don't fuck with that. But yeah,
Well,
I think it's evolving, and I like what is happening right now to the music industry.
yeah, no, I agree. Especially, I love Harry Styles too. I'm not a Swiftie, but maybe I haven't listened to too much Taylor Swift. But I'm also curious to like what your thoughts on like the metal scene currently.
Yeah, metal scene. It's it's weird for me now, because firstly, like what I like about it is the production value is insane. Like everything sounds top notch, and the vocalists are getting better and better. Like everyone is getting it better. But what I really heavily dislike and miss about like modern metal is the riffs. Like I listened through like the top metal records from this year and last year, and I was like, yeah, this is good shit, but where the fuck are the riffs?
This is my problem all the time when I review a lot of metal.
And people are like so hyped about it. I don't know. I don't get it. Like maybe I'm turning into a boomer.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
No, this is not a boomer opinion.
But yeah, I'm missing riffs. Like I miss guitar stuff. Like not even like the technical aspect, whatever. Like I just riffs in general.
Like what, for example, like Metallica, right? Or
yeah, whatever. I mean, the biggest records like of this year and last year that were like just chords or like chugging 0 12 0 12 with like rhythmic patterns, but there was like not a riff like Metallica riff, or even if it's like the Architects riff from like the one song
Doomsday.
Yeah, like even that riff, like metalcore riffs that were make like 5, 6, 7 years ago. Like I don't hear that right now.
Yeah, it's a lot of use of like effects and pitch shifters to make it as low as possible, where it almost sounds like bridge cables flopping, you know?
Absolutely. Like the one, or like the latest record that had to do something with modern metal I really loved was the Loath record, because that one had riffs, you know?
Bro, yes, you are saying everything that I've been saying. I want more riffs, and the Loath record is I Let It In and Took Everything. I think is one of the best records to hit the metal scene in some time.
Yeah. Yeah, we need more of that for sure. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And okay, well, you know, if you weren't doing music, I always like to ask this question actually. If you weren't doing music, what would you be doing right now?
Not doing music.
Yeah, not doing music. What would you be doing?
Oh, fuck, dude. I would be a criminal for sure.
What?
Like that, I have no talent at all, like in other things. Music is the only thing I can do, I'm capable of. I'd probably like rob banks or something.
Sorry. Well, it sounds like music saved your life. I get what you're saying. It's just that wasn't the answer I was expecting, but yeah.
No, I would probably just travel and do like work and travel around the world and see something, because I could never sit in an office and do that one work till I die, or till I, retire and then die.
Yeah. Well, did you go to university or anything? And
I tried.
Yeah. Well, what were you trying to study?
I studied a little bit of physics right after I failed school. But that was nothing for me. Then I studied a little bit of music, and that was nothing for me. And then we put out Artificial Void, and then I was like, okay, I can do something with music now. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, physics is a lot different than being artistic. I think some people are just naturally born artistic, and to be put into like the normal workforce, corporate 9 to 5, is never going to be fulfilling.
Yeah, I even had the problems with like going to school. Like at a certain point, like I failed so many classes, I had to repeat so many classes. I was still 20 and I was in school.
Oh, really? Eh?
Yeah. And then I think I got in a fight with my math teacher, and then I said something really bad because she was like, she was I think she was like in discussion with like a student, and she was like really bad to her, and I stood up for her because I do not like that when someone, is taking advantages of like someone who's like way smaller and more vulnerable. And I said something, and then I was like, then I had the information that she was having something with like the principal of the school, and they both didn't like me, and then they kicked me from school.
Really?
Yeah, that was heavy.
Yeah, it sounds like you were forced to kind of
Yeah, I was
play music.
forced to do. Yeah, absolutely. No, it was like that was never a plan B for me. That was like always plan A.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And dude, I'm so excited for the new album too. I'm just looking at the timing. Yeah, so we'll move on to the next section, which is kind of just like the closing end of the podcast. But I just like to ask some simple questions just to get to understand you a bit better. But I'm curious to just know like your top 3 favorite. Actually, I'm going to do it a little bit differently. Top 3 favorite non-metal bands.
Easy, Massive Attack. Um, There was like a time I really enjoyed 2 records from Justin Bieber, because of the production and his singing. I'm not sure if I would call him like favorite artist, but I don't know. And non metal. Can I slowly check my Spotify list?
Yeah, no, go for it. I'm really curious to know. I thought Massive Attack was already a cool answer.
There's Japanese Breakfast. And
Japanese Breakfast or like lo-fi or something.
it's more
indie
pop,
pop.
but like really cool arranged and stuff like that.
I think I've heard them.
Oh yeah, there's this artist. She was like writing a lot for Ariana Grande, which I also really like, and she's called Victoria Monet.
Oh, I'd never heard of her. Victoria Monet?
Or like Katie Malua. But for me, the first answer is always Massive Attack.
Yeah, why is that?
Oh, I grew up with them. Like my parents always, they were like really big into the. So my parents, like even, especially my stepfather, he was like really into like industrial music, like really electronic, like EBM, like that is like really heavy, but like non-metal heavy, but like really electronical heavy. And he also like he took me to a show, and people were like dressed like metalheads. They were like all dressed in black and stuff like that, and that was like really wow, okay. And they listened to like Depeche Mode and The Cure and stuff like that. So
okay, cool.
yeah, probably like Massive Attack, Depeche Mode, and The Cure.
Cool, yeah, those are all solid picks. Now, what are your top 3 favorite metal bands?
Oh my god, that's heavy. That's really heavy. Oh my god. Okay, so I have to decide because like there's an emotional value to Metallica.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like playing, whatever, like I don't know, it's not Metallica, but the emotional value has Metallica. When it comes to like modern metal, I would say Veil of Maya.
Okay, cool.
Like Matriarch and False Idol were like one of my favorite records. And Deftones.
Nice, yeah. Well, what are top 3 favorite bands you would like to tour with?
Gojira. That would be sick.
They put on like a wicked show.
Wow.
It's always these questions that are always toughest for musicians to answer.
Yeah. Um,
Putting you on the spot.
I would say Gajira. Oh, Corn.
Yeah, Corn.
Yeah, I love Corn. I love new metal. Like I'm a big new metal guy.
Wow, I never actually would have expected that with judging by Unprocessed's music.
I know. This is why I'm like telling like all the people are asking me about these like yo prog and like lots of notes, but I was like never a fan of lots of notes. Like I
Wow.
grew up with like simple music, like the new metal era, like POD, Slipknot, Korn, Metallica, Megadeth. Like these are like my favorite bands. And Massive Attack. Massive Attack doesn't have like there's like tracks for Massive Attack. There's like only fucking one root note, and it's just like all about ambience and like the vocal melodies, and the vocal
Yeah,
choices,
yeah,
and
yeah.
the production effects, and that is what gets me going, and not like lots of notes, which is kind of weird because I play it in process, and this is what I'm doing. Like this is what I love to do, but when I listen to something, it's not that.
I think that's what makes your music sound even more unique is that you have like different influences, but your style is different, you know? Like even like Will Ramos, right? Will Ramos apparently like he doesn't even listen to a lot of metal. But people look to him for like the demon vocals, right? So it's just kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna ask like a simple last question, but top 3 favorite foods.
Oh, damn. I'm also simple with that one. Pizza. I really enjoy when I'm like in the US. My favorite thing, and probably the only favorite thing to do there is eating Mexican food.
Have you had real authentic like Mexican food in Mexico?
No, not yet.
I'm half Mexican, so I have family there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I'm very white. I know, but and I'm very Canadian sounding, but no, I'm half Mexican. But the food there is insane.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Like I will be the first time in Mexico next year.
Yeah, you will be. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, pizza, Mexican food, and German food.
Well, what's a good German dish?
Schnitzel.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I can do schnitzel all day.
I don't think there's. I'm from Toronto, so I don't know if there's a lot of good schnitzel places around me.
Oh, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're from Toronto?
Yeah. And
That's big.
yeah, you're coming by. What? When's the tour again?
April till May.
April to May.
So
You haven't announced any supporting acts yet, right?
mm-mm.
Okay.
Actually, not because we didn't have. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
Yet.
Well, that's what I kind of assumed, but I'm sure there probably might be, but that's probably going to be another announcement from you guys down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it was, we were like always thinking about it, and it's like so hard. But yeah, we'll see. And I think it's like always like a good thing for us to like post ourselves in there with like any support, so we can see like because it's the first US headliner, like it's the first headliner in general that we're doing in the US. So it's funny to see like how the sales are going
Yeah.
only with in process without like any support.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And has it gone on sale yet? I'm sure it has, right?
Mhm. We had one update which looked pretty promising for like a few days. Um, yeah, I'm really stoked. Like I love headline shows because I always have the feeling when there's like when we are like in support, I have to prove myself even more.
Yeah.
And when we are doing like headline shows, I know the people are there for like unprocessed, and I can be a little bit more chill.
Yeah, no, I get that because like they're there for you, yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, I'm so excited for the tour.
yeah.
And
Me
also,
too.
I'm very excited for And Everything in Between, which is December 1st, right?
Oh yeah, dude, I'm also like super excited. Like I'm really really excited.
Yeah, are you following a lot of like the reaction videos as soon as they go up for like a new song?
A little bit, yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit. Here and there, like, but yeah, I always watch yours though. That's cool. And I watch Nick's. Um,
Yeah, Nick, he did a good job of like calling you like the, what is it, lo-fi? It's like Lawrence Shore, but lo-fi or something.
yeah, like his reaction to the riff breakdown was hilarious.
Yeah, he's funny. He's a good guy. But yeah, dude, I don't want to take too much of your time up. But again, I'm super excited for the album and the tour coming out very soon. But I just want to thank you again for coming out and hanging out with me on this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me. That's cool.
Yeah, no worries, man. But enjoy the rest of the night, okay? And I'll try to see if I can find some good schnitzel.
Oh yeah, you should do.
All right, peace out, man. Thank you.
Bye.